Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain silent for the minute of silence.
Good morning, Chantilly. I'm Zari Stovall.
And I'm Yatra Karki. Today is Monday, September 28th, 2020.
And here are your weekly announcements.
Seniors, make sure you sign up for your one-on-one counselor meeting with your respective counselors. Sign up Genius.
With the 2020 spring sports being canceled, here's Miranda with the Lacrosse team and their tournament.
We are going to talk about the boys varsity lacrosse tournament that was held over this summer. Here are 3 of our players' thoughts and their feelings.
What's going on, guys? I'm Ben Nyberg. I'm on the Chantilly lacrosse team, and we are state champions. We definitely came prepared for this tournament. Had we prepare was just grinding with each other and just get on the wall and shooting as much as we can, getting everyone together and just playing full pads and just grinding. And I still believe to this day, if we didn't do that, we would have lost. But I don't think any other teams were doing that because it was just like a tournament. But to us, it was more than a tournament, and we earned it.
Hi. My name is Aiden Gobira, and I'm a junior at Chantilly High School.
The 2020 tournament was run with a bunch of other teams, Oakton, Madison, and Battlefield. Those were the teams that we beat to get to the ship. And it was just bring your team, play in this tournament, see if you can win. And all the other teams recruited these players from like St. John's and all these private schools like PVI, and we played with our own team and we still won the ship. Since we didn't have a season in 2020, the tournament really meant a lot to us because we got our whole team together, our seniors. This was our last dance, like we like to call it. We won the ship, and we call it our state championship because that's all we had, that's all we got.
Hello, I'm CJ Carter. I'm a senior captain. I've been playing varsity lacrosse for 3 years. I believe that this summer tournament did count as a win and a state championship for the Chantilly lacrosse team. Without a doubt, all these teams came, they recruited players. We just went out there and whooped them. Straight up, state champs, let's go. To stay prepared for the tournament, we just went up to Chantilly and practiced, just get some touches in, hit the wall, get some shots in. And then game day, we just came ready and we performed to the best of our ability and we ended up on top.
So the tournament was ran by Madlax. It's a club lacrosse team, and they wanted to do something for the seniors and VHSL. So they were like, let's put something together, and everyone wanted to play in it. Every high school team wanted to play in it, so it was really cool. And it was a great experience. And then we played West Po in the championship, and we beat them. Shout out Cam Gillow, best goal I've ever seen. I'm so excited for this upcoming season. And just play lacrosse, man. Lacrosse is just a great sport, brings everybody together. That's why I love it, that's why I play it. I expect every single person at the school to come to our games because we're not gonna lose. Promise you that.
For the 2021 season, I think that we're gonna have to grind a lot, but overall I think we're gonna do really well, and we're gonna beat all these teams that are our region and our district, and we're gonna get as far as we can. Hopefully win the state 2 times.
Thank Thanks guys for the insight on the games and the upcoming season. I hope you guys have a great season next year. This has been Miranda Conroy and Alex Bond with the Nightly News. Now back to you.
Next, we have Pankaj and Jack with a few tips to stay focused during online classes.
I have no idea what to write. My assignment's due on Monday. I can do it over the weekend.
Distractions can make us do some pretty silly things. However, they can also make our grades, along with our opportunities for success down the road, grow smaller and smaller by the day. Luckily, many chargers from around town have found ways to mitigate these little inconveniences and rise to the top of their class. Let's check and see how they do it.
Hi, I'm Kale Furlan, and I'm a sophomore. And so one of the ways that I keep concentration for classes at lunchtime, I go out and run a mile or some sort of exercise, or even 2 miles when I have enough time. And the main way that I keep organized is I use a notepad and sticky notes, which is not super organized, but it works. And so my computer setup is I have it right in front of my window because the lighting is better and it's not as boring looking at a wall.
Hello, my name is Lance Fofana, and some things I do to keep myself focused on school is some of the times, like on all these applications over here on this side, those are some of my games that I play, and some of the times I block those or turn those off so I'm not able to play on them or anything like that. I also have enough room on my desk so I can be able to write my homework, but I also have enough room so I'm able to type and go through my classes on my computer. And one thing that I know a lot of people are gonna say is using a planner to keep their assignments there, because if you know me, I'm very unorganized guy, but this year I have a planner and now everything seems to be easier. So
life has become pretty confusing during this pandemic. As we adapt and use more technology than ever before, sites like Blackboard and Google Drive can become bombarded with activity and slow to a crawl. Now, it's our responsibility as students to adapt and stay on schedule. Through tips like the ones shown and ones learned from others in life, we here at the Nightly News hope you'll find your own way to rise to the top. This has been John Garrison for the Nightly News. Now back to you.
Here's George with quarantine jobs and how our chargers are handling this environmental shift.
Due to the pandemic COVID-19, many students have taken the opportunities of thinking about taking on jobs. Let's take a look about some of these jobs.
I work at Coldstone, the Coldstone Creamery at Fair Oaks. Something I did different from before is that now we have to make sure everything is really sanitized, and before we can make contact with the customers and serve them ice cream with our hands and just give it to them. But now we can't do that. We just place it on the counter and then they grab it. And how did me and my co-workers make it a safe place to go was that we always make sure we wash our hands and change gloves before and after different customers come in, and when handling money. Made sure there was hand sanitizer outside, made sure everyone wore a mask.
At the pool, we stayed socially distant because the office at Fair Ridge is pretty small, and we ensured that we only had 2 guards in there at a time. We set up a station outside the office, a table where 2 people could sit opposite each other and eat lunch. That was the only place where we could really take off our mask. Everywhere else, on deck, in the office, outside, unless you were eating or in the stand, you had your mask on. My coworkers and I had to clean every hour and a half the bathrooms, the major touch points on deck. And also, we made sure that people were entering through the main office area, main entrance, and then exiting out the side gate. That way we didn't have people passing each other, and we could limit the interaction between patrons as much as we could. And it seemed to work pretty well.
So first off, for my job, I own and operate a digital marketing agency which is across North America. We do social media marketing, web development, and branding for companies to boost their sales and clientele. So basically, if I go through my daily life before and after, 50% of my job would be out in the field, meeting with clients, signing contracts, going out with partners, stuff like that. And the other 50% would be behind the computer, executing some of these plans or, doing the web development, etc. So, the biggest takeaway is, I'm losing that 50% of that social aspect. However, we have been given these alternatives like Zoom and Google Meets, which are great for the time being, but personally, I'm a very social person, so I can't wait to get back to the normal, going out, brick and mortar marketing. And one thing I will say, Chantilly High School as well, there's a lot of great teachers and support that I've gotten just being here for the past 2 years. I'll actually give a big shout out to Miss Caceres. She helped me a lot, and Miss Yadav as well. She was a big support of mine. And eventually I've built up to where I am right now.
Having a job is always fun, but you need to remember always to stay safe, wear a mask, and wash your hands regularly. This has been George Hakim from the Nightly News. Now back to you.
The recent passing of Chadwick Boseman brought great sorrow across the community. Let's go to some of our Chargers to see how they would like to honor his legacy.
And the best hero is Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman was an amazing actor and an amazing person who I really looked up to. So his death was really hard to process, especially this year when everything's going wrong and we've lost so many people that it was kind of just like, seriously? Another one?
I realized how brave of a person he was. I know he impacted many people. He helped out millions of African American children and was able to use his fame to bring awareness to what was important to him.
He is the perfect example of Black excellence. You work hard, you get your education, and you get yourself where you want to be in life. You never know what someone's going through, and the fact that he was suffering from colon cancer for the past 4 years, no one knew, and he was making all these movies, going on set, doing these meet and greets and having meetings is very inspiring.
He left such a powerful legacy on the Black community. He chose roles that uplifted young Black people and inspired them to follow their dreams.
What I learned from his death is that nothing lasts forever, life is short, and things happen unexpectedly, and you just have to make the best of it like he did. And once someone's gone, it's important to keep their memory alive.
I know he had such a warm heart and was just able to help other people and children around the world and inspire them.
His death made me realize that you never know how long you have on this planet, and you have to at least give 100 or 1,000% every day and cherish what you have.
He was a huge activist for Black Lives Matter and make sure that young Black children and children in general were going to college and getting educated.
Chadwick Boseman was a superhero in Black Panther, but he was also a superhero in real life.
He inspired me because he's not only a great actor who played a lot of important roles, but he was a good person. He went and visited cancer patients. He spoke out on racial issues, and he honored real-life heroes such as people who died in mass shootings.
Because of Chadwick Boseman's death, I've learned to live life to the fullest, which sounds very cheesy, but seeing that the condition he was in, cancer, he didn't stop. He didn't let any of that affect him. He just kept pushing and going through, which is pretty inspirational.
He was going through the sickness and was still pushing to do better and do more in his life.
And I think that he wanted to help others more than he helped himself.
I would just like to say, rest in power and rest in peace, King.
Well, that's all we have for today, Chantilly. This has been Zari Snowball.
Yatra Karki reminding you to stay positive and have a great week.
And we'll see you next week.